Hi everyone and welcome to another video for our Kotlin tutorial. In today's video we are going through a very important topic which is loops in Kotlin. In the previous videos we were discussing about conditional statements with if-else statements and when expression that we have clearly covered each and everything in those videos. So in today's video we are going through loops. Let's see what is loop in Kotlin. The concept loops in Kotlin, like other programming language, is used to execute a block of code multiple times, and it is used for iteration and for traversing through collections or ranges. So we are having multiple types of loops. Basically, three types of loops are there for using to execute blocks of code multiple times, which are for loop, while loop, and do while loop. For each loop and for each index, loops are also there, but it is an customized version of for loop which is made up of for loop with an interface. We will discuss about each and everything of it. So let's see in this video what is for loop in Kotlin, and in the next videos we are going to do while and do while loop as well. So let's see what is for loop in Kotlin. For loop is basically used for iteration of range, collections or arrays. When we are having a range of number from 1 to 10 or a range of alphabet from A to Z, so we are having for loop for that, for traversing or for iterating through that range of numbers or anything else. So in the first example, as you can see, how we are declaring our for loop in Kotlin using for keyword, and then we are declaring our variable, and after that by using an operator for checking our range in there. So we are going to have our range by double dot in here. See, from 1 to 5 it will be a range from 1 to 5, and this I variable will go through all these numbers from 1 to 5, and each and every time this block of code will going to be executed with println function. We are going to print this I variable after every iteration. In the first iteration, I is equal to 1, and it will be in other iteration it will be 2, 3 and up to 5. So the next one is loop with a step keyword. How a step keyword is working? This step keyword is going to jump one step from our range. So if we are having 1, the next number will be 3, one step will jump, and the next number of that is 5, 7 up to 10, and each and every time after one step jump it will print this block of code which is printing our I variable. And the next one is reverse order, how we are printing reverse or executing reverse from 5 to 1 by using down 2 keyword. So this is the same way we are initializing our variable I with 5, then 4, 3 and so on, and after each and every time this I variable will going to be printed. The result will be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in the next example we are having loop through an array or list. In this example we are using list by using list of function, and this list of function will create a list of strings for us. Like here is the name of people like Ali, Sarah, Omar, and you can have more with this for loop. And by this name variable which is from a string type, we are going through a collection of lists that which is names. The name of our list is names that we are initializing in here, and this block of code which is printing the name variable will be executed until we are having an element inside of our list. If there will not be any element, this for loop will going to be stopped or exit the block. So we are having for each loop also that we are going to discuss in here. For each loop is nothing, just it is a higher level of our for loop, and it is built for functional style of our for loop that we are going to use with collections only and for iterating through our collection. So in here we are having list of function, and by using lambda expression we are going through our list by initializing this fruit variable. This will be declared and initialized to our first index, which is apple. This element will going to be initialized inside of this fruit variable, and this will be apple will be stored inside the fruit for one time until the end of this list, which is having three strings inside of it, and each and every time this fruit will be printed inside of this block. So this is the functional programming style of for loop, and it is alternative for loop. So it is a little bit slower than for loop, and it is using for only collection, and this is the easy way to traverse to our collections in forward direction only. We are only going forward direction. We don't have reverse for this loop. So don't worry, we are going through each and everything for loop and for each loop in this video, and for next videos we are having while and do while. We will discuss about each and everything with more examples in demo section. Thank you guys. See you in the demo section. Now in practical demonstration, I have already created a new project. The name of my project is loops demo. You can also do that by going file, under new, click on project, create your project and start your coding. So in this section of video, I am going to solve 6 different problems related to for loop, and we are going to study for loop from each sides with different examples and problems. So the first simple and basic problem is write a program to print numbers from 1 to 10. So what I have used in here, by for loop and range, I have traversed all the numbers from 1 to 10, and each time I have printed inside of this for loop. What this block of code will do is to print the I variable, which is initialized by numbers from 1 to 10 each time when it is iterating to this block of code until 10. So let's run our program and see what will happen in our console. As you can see, by adding new line, I have printed 1 to 10 by using range, and how it is working is I variable is initialized by 1 at the first time, then at the next iteration it is initialized by 2 until 10. So at the 10th iteration, it is going to be exited from this block of code, from for block of code, and the execution will be done. So this was all about the first problem. Let's comment this and jump to the next problem. So the next problem is print even numbers from 1 to 10. We are going to print even numbers from 1 to 10. How is this problem? The first, I have initialized, similar to previous example, I variable, and with range I have traversed from 1 to 10, and inside of my for block of code that I can have any conditions inside of my for block of code to solve different problems. So in here I have used from conditional statement a simple if for checking if the number is even number or odd number. If the 2 modulus of I is equal to 0, then print that number which is I for me from this 1 to 10. So let's run our program and see what will happen. It should print the even numbers from 1 to 10. As you can see, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. This was about second problem, and let's jump to the third problem. Let's comment this. The third problem is write a program to print each letter of the word Kotlin separately. Each letter of this Kotlin word, which is a string, word is a string variable. So I will print each and every letter of this Kotlin word one by declaring a variable from character type. It is character type, and it will by n it will go through my string variable, which is actually it is a string object. So it will go through this string object, which is word, and each and every time this block of code which is printing that character variable, and what it will do is character variable will be initialized with the first letter of this word, which is K, and then O, T, and so on. So let's run our program and see. As you can see, Kotlin Kotlin is printed separately in different lines. This was about third problem, that I have printed a string through for loop. So the fourth problem is write a program to calculate the sum of numbers from 1 to 5. As you can see in here, the first variable that I have is sum variable, and it is initialized with 0. So what I have done in here is I have used again from range from 1 to 5 to traverse from 1 to 5 to iterate from 1 to 5 one by one. So every time this I variable will be initialized with a new value 1 to 5, and this sum, and by using addition assignment as we have studied earlier, addition assignment, it will add the previous number, which is the first time will be 1, and then it will be 2, 3, and it will add all of them together, and at the end it will print the result outside of my for block. What it will do is all of them will be summed together, and at the end the result will be printed outside of my for block of code. Otherwise, if I print one by one in here after inside of my for block of code, it will print each and every time by previous one with 2, it will be 3, and so on. So I have printed at once to be understandable for you. Let's run the program and see the result. As you can see, sum from 1 to 5 is 15. You can calculate by calculator or anything. This is the correct result that I have taken from my program by using for loop. The next problem is, the fifth problem is, write a program to print all names from a list. We have not studied list till now, but still I will clear you in here. As you can see by list of function, so much simple. I have created an immutable collection of strings. So this names will be the list that I have created with list of function, and I have 3 names, Alice, Bob, and Charlie. So, and with for loop, I have traversed through my list. I have iterated all of them until the element is available inside of my list, which is names. So it will print for us one by this block of code, because from first to end it will iterate and it will print one by one for us. So let's run our program and see what will happen. As you can see, the list of names are printed, Alice, Bob, and Charlie one by adding new line, because I have used from println function. So this was about fifth problem. These are simple problems and it is easy to get the concept. So you can work and solve different problems after this video. Go through for loop and try to solve different problems. So the sixth problem is using for each loop to print all names from a list. As I've discussed earlier, this is the customized version of our for loop. This is a function in Kotlin. So by lambda expression, I have printed the collection, which is the list of names, as I have printed with this for loop. Now see how much clear and how much easy it is that I have printed with for each loop by only lambda function, and I have traversed through all of my list and I have printed one by one. What I have done in here is by names object I have called the for each function, and with lambda I have printed this name variable that I have declared, and it will be initialized one by every iteration. So let's run our program and see what will happen. As you can see, the same way like for loop, it is equivalent to for loop, but for each loop is we cannot use the break and continue, we cannot use in the reverse direction. So this was all about for and for each loop in Kotlin. So we will discuss and work with all of them one by one in other videos also, when we are using for loop to solve different problems in other concepts, that it will be easy for you to get everything every day, and try to work with all of them by yourself as well, and practice is the key that you will learn everything properly. See you guys in the next session. Thank you, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you guys.